Hey, can I ask you something kind of personal? Have you ever said yes to something and instantly regretted it? Like the words are barely out of your mouth and your brain's already screaming, why did I just agree to that? Maybe it was a work thing, a favor for a friend, or a last-minute plan when all you really wanted was to stay home in your sweats and binge Netflix with no guilt. But you smiled, nodded, and said, sure, no problem, even though deep down it was a problem. For you. Yeah, I've been there more times than I can count. And honestly, it took me a long time to realize this. Saying yes all the time doesn't make you kind. It makes you exhausted. Today, I want to talk about one of the most powerful tools we all have, but most of us are kind of scared to use. The word is no. Tiny word, big freedom. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you might just fall in love with it. Why this matters. So let's just get this out of the way. Saying no isn't about being rude. It's not about shutting people down or being selfish or difficult. It's about knowing your limits. It's about protecting your energy. It's about making space in your life for what actually matters to you. But I get it, it's hard, right? We're taught from a young age to be agreeable, especially if you're someone who likes to keep the peace. Maybe you're the dependable one in your group, the yes person, the fixer, the one people count on to step up when nobody else does. And there's nothing wrong with being reliable or generous. But if you're constantly pouring from your cup without ever refilling it, eventually, you run dry. I didn't realize how bad I was at this until I found myself burnout, resentful, and weirdly disconnected from the life I was living, even though on the outside it looked like I was doing everything right. It wasn't until I started learning how to say no that I actually started saying yes to the life I really wanted. The wake-up moment. I remember this one weekend, classic story. I had planned a solo day. No obligations, no noise, just me, my favorite playlist, and a book I'd been trying to finish for months. I was so excited, like full-on child on Christmas morning excited. And then a text popped up. It was a friend asking if I could help her move. She was stressed, last minute, and I could feel the guilt trip oozing through the screen. I totally understand if you can't, but it would mean so much. You're honestly the only person I can count on. Cue the guilt. Cue the pressure. And guess what I said? Yeah, of course. What time should I be there? Yep, again. I showed up. I smiled. I hauled boxes up 3 flights of stairs. But inside I was annoyed, exhausted, and disappointed in myself. Not because she asked, but because I didn't check in with myself before I answered. That moment stayed with me. It wasn't about moving boxes. It was about the fact that I hadn't yet learned how to draw the line. And that's when it clicked. Every time we say yes to something we don't really want, we're saying no to ourselves. Let that sink in for a sec. Why we struggle to say no. So why is it so hard? Well, for starters, nobody wants to be the bad guy. We want to be liked. We want to avoid conflict. We don't want people to think we're flaky, selfish, unreliable. And for some of us, it goes even deeper. Sometimes saying yes becomes our way of seeking validation, like, if I say yes, they'll appreciate me. If I say yes, I'll stay needed, relevant, worthy. That was me. And honestly, that's a heavy way to live, because it turns every request into a test of your character. And that's not fair to you or to them. What finally helped me was this idea. Boundaries are not walls, they're doors. And you get to decide who walks through and when. Saying no doesn't slam the door in someone's face. It just keeps you from swinging it wide open every time someone knocks. What happens when you start saying no? Now, here's the magic part. When you start saying no, even just a little, you create this beautiful ripple effect in your life. You get your time back. You get your energy back. You start reconnecting with your own needs, your passions, your peace. The first time I said no and didn't over-explain, didn't feel guilty, didn't immediately follow it with, but maybe next time, or let me know if you can't find anyone else. I felt like I had just unlocked a cheat code to life. Because here's the truth most people don't tell you. You don't owe anyone a detailed explanation for your no. I won't be able to make it, but I hope it goes well. That's enough. I'm not taking on anything new right now. Still enough. Thanks for thinking of me, but I have to pass. That's a complete sentence. And yeah, some people might not like it. Some people will get uncomfortable, especially if they've benefited from your constant yes. But the people who truly care about you, they'll respect it. They'll adjust. They might even get inspired to start doing the same. But what if? Now I know some of you might be thinking, okay, but what if it's my boss, my partner, my family? Great question. Saying no doesn't mean being rigid or inconsiderate. It just means being honest. You can still be kind. You can still collaborate. But you don't have to compromise yourself every time someone asks something of you. Like with work. Maybe you can't say no to everything, but you can say, sure, I can take that on, but I'll need to push back this other task. Or, I'd love to help with that, but I'm at full capacity this week. Can we revisit it later? With family, maybe it's, I love you and I want to support you, but I also need time for myself right now. It's all about balancing compassion with clarity, being real without being rude. The deeper win, a more fulfilling life. And here's the coolest part. Once you get the hang of it, saying no starts to feel like a gift. Because every time you say no to something that doesn't align with you, you're saying yes to something that does. You say yes to rest. You say yes to mental clarity. You say yes to creativity, to the people who light you up, to the dreams you've been putting off because you are too busy being everything for everyone. You start showing up in your life, not out of obligation, but with intention. And that feels really freaking good. So here's your little challenge. This week, I want you to say one no that protects your peace. Just one. It might feel awkward. You might overthink it. That's okay. Growth feels weird at first, but once you feel how light and freeing it is on the other side, you're not going to want to go back. And if you ever forget, just come back to this. You are not here to please everyone. You are not here to do everything. You are here to live a life that's honest, intentional, and joyful. You are allowed to take up space, to rest, to protect your peace. And you are allowed to say no without explanation, apology, or guilt. That's not weakness, that's strength. You've got this. I believe in you. Now, if this video spoke to you even a little bit, go ahead and hit that like button so more people can find it too. Drop a comment and let me know. What's one thing you're going to say no to this week? I'd love to hear your story. And hey, if you want more videos like this, all about living with more intention and less overwhelm, make sure to subscribe and turn on that little bell so we can keep having these real, unfiltered conversations. Until next time, protect your peace. Say your no's with love. And remember, a full life doesn't come from doing it all. It comes from doing what matters most and letting the rest go. Talk soon, friend.